Joker hitting movie theaters, sparking some controversy across the U.S. Julia Boorstin has more. Julia?
Scott, that's right. Warner Brothers' R-rated Joker is so dark that it has raised some concerns that it could incite violence at some movie theaters, which is why the NYPD is taking precautions. And a Southern California theater temporarily closed down after a threat. But that has not at all hurt demand for this movie. The film has grossed over $13 million in domestic previews. That puts it on track to hit as much as $90 million at the domestic box office this weekend, which would beat the October record set by Sony's Venom last year. So we'll have to see how this standalone origin story impacts interest in Warner Media's DC Comics universe ahead of more films from DC coming out next year, as well as the launch of Warner Media's HBO Max, which will, of course, feature this family of films. Guys, back over to you.
Julia, you mentioned the NYPD taking some precautions as well as California. Is that pretty standard for most of these movie theaters and chains across the country, or just in specific large city locations?
No, I mean, I think that it's very important to say here, we spoke to Warner Brothers about this, and they said there has been no credible threat identified. So there doesn't seem to be anything specific, but ever since that shooting in the Aurora, Colorado theater about 7 years ago, there has been sort of sensitivity about potential dangerous situations in movie theaters. And that Aurora shooting was for a Batman film. So I think there's just heightened sensitivity around this film, and it is a particularly dark movie. I haven't seen it yet, but it does seem to be one of those things where everyone sort of feels like better safe than sorry in terms of stepping up the security, especially in New York around this one.
It makes sense. The promos seem particularly intense to me, at least. I'd like to see it, but maybe I'll wait until, other people told me it's not too scary.